Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
Oh, you done messed up now, NFL. Because today, you didn't just make a mistake, you put a chip on the shoulder of a 14-win football team. In Broncos country, that is a dangerous, dangerous thing to do. In the span of one single day, not one, but two separate national outlets dropped rankings so unscientific, so blatantly disrespectful, that I genuinely don't know how anyone signed off on publishing them. We're breaking down both of these lists piece by piece today. We're going to prove with actual numbers why they are flat out wrong, and then we're going to play a little game near the end that might be the only thing standing between me and putting my fist straight through my computer screen. If you're new here, I'm Ben, born and raised a die-hard Broncos fan, and today I need every single one of you locked in with me, because this one is personal. Let's start with the first insult of the day, courtesy of ESPN. Jeremy Fowler put together a list ranking the top 10 quarterbacks in the entire NFL at each position, using a panel of so-called voters, mostly fired coaches, ex-scouts, and anonymous league insiders who apparently know less about football than your average Broncos country comment section. Now here's what should have happened. Bo Nix was the #1 seed in the AFC last season. Let that sink in. Bo Nix beat Josh Allen head-to-head. He beat Jalen Hurts. He beat Dak Prescott. He beat Jordan Love. That's not a stretch resume, that's a murderer's row of quarterbacks he took down personally. By every conceivable measure, that is a top 10 quarterback, no debate, no discussion, case closed. Except when you scroll through this list, top to bottom, Bo Nix's name is nowhere to be found. He's not just outside the top 10, he's grouped in with names like Daniel Jones and CJ Stroud. While a guy like Caleb Williams, who has been propped up, hyped up, and slapped on the cover of Madden despite constantly underwhelming on the field, somehow makes the cut over him. It is criminal, it is baffling. And it gets worse, because right as I'm trying to process that gut punch, PFF drops their own list ranking the best quarterbacks in professional football. And you'd think, okay, maybe he slides in right outside the top 10, maybe he's 11 or 12, that would still sting, but at least be defensible. Nope. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling. My blood is literally boiling as I'm doing this research for you right now. Bo Nix is ranked underneath CJ Stroud. He's ranked underneath Baker Mayfield. He is barely inside the top 20 quarterbacks in all of football according to PFF. Let that number marinate for a second. Barely top 20. For a player who, in his first 2 years as a starter, has only lost twice by more than 7 points, a player who has the most fourth-quarter comebacks of any quarterback through their first 2 NFL seasons in league history, a player who is tied with Russell Wilson for the most wins by a quarterback through their first 2 seasons, ever, in the history of this league. And here's the part that should make every single national analyst hang their head in shame. Bo Nix is doing all of this with a roster that is missing 4 first-round draft picks and 4 second-round draft picks, all sacrificed to trade for Russell Wilson and Sean Payton before Bo ever set foot on the field. This is a franchise that is paying more money to a quarterback who isn't even on the roster than any team in NFL history has ever paid a player not to play. And through all of that financial wreckage, through all of that draft capital sitting in someone else's trophy case, Bo Nix has still managed to tie the all-time record for wins by a quarterback through 2 seasons. If that resume isn't good enough for a top 10 list, I genuinely don't know what would be. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills over here. Let's actually put some numbers on the table, because I'm not interested in just yelling into the void. I want receipts. Since he entered the league, Bo Nix has more fourth-quarter comebacks than both Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, the 2 guys sitting at the very top of these supposed quarterback rankings. Let's go head-to-head, name by name, and let the tape speak for itself. He beat Bryce Young. He beat Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay. And didn't just beat him. He thoroughly dismantled him. He beat CJ Stroud against the Texans. He beat Jalen Hurts. He beat Dak Prescott. He beat Jordan Love. His only loss against Patrick Mahomes came on a blocked field goal, otherwise he has swept the reigning face of the league. He took the Bengals to overtime on the road with Joe Burrow at full health. And the one time Cincinnati came to Denver this year, Burrow was hurt, so Bo hasn't even gotten his shot at redemption yet. And the last time he played Josh Allen, he didn't just beat him, he dropped 33 points on a defense that was supposedly one of the best in football. Bo Nix has been taking down elite quarterback after elite quarterback, with a roster that's missing critical draft capital, and somehow that still isn't enough to crack a top 10 list. Now let's talk about the name that makes my blood boil more than any other on that list. And part of that might be because I live around a bunch of Bears fans who won't let me forget it. Caleb Williams ranked ahead of Bo Nix. Ask yourself honestly, who's the better leader? Who's the guy you'd actually want your son looking up to as he grows up? It's Bo Nix, and it isn't particularly close. Now look at who actually performed better in the playoffs. Bo Nix threw the same number of touchdowns as Caleb Williams did across their respective playoff appearances, except Bo did it with 0 fumbles and only 1 interception, while Caleb Williams threw 5 interceptions in 2 playoff games. 5. The only reason Caleb even edges Bo out in total passing yards is because he threw the ball 22 more times. Volume stats propping up a guy who turns the ball over in bunches when it matters most. That's the story here, and somehow that guy is ranked ahead of Bo Nix. Alright, I promised you a game, so let's actually put these quarterbacks on trial one by one and see if this ranking holds up to any kind of real scrutiny. First up, Patrick Mahomes, the presumed gold standard, the guy everyone assumes must simply be better because it's Patrick Mahomes. Except look at last season specifically. Bo Nix more than doubled Patrick Mahomes' win total. Yes, Mahomes got hurt, but he only missed roughly 4 games, and that injury absence doesn't come close to explaining a 6-win season against Bo's 14 wins. Bo threw for more yards, more touchdowns, posted a lower sack rate, and racked up more game-winning drives than Mahomes did last year. And it's not just a one-year blip either. Looking across their first 2 seasons as starters, Bo Nix outperforms Patrick Mahomes in nearly every meaningful category. Sacks taken, game-winning drives, fourth-quarter comebacks, rushing touchdowns, fumbles, you name it. Saying Patrick Mahomes had a better season than Bo Nix last year simply isn't supported by the numbers. Maybe Mahomes bounces back next season, that's a fair conversation, but last season, he was not better than Bo Nix, full stop. Next up on trial, Josh Allen ranked number 1 on these lists. Bo Nix threw for more passing yards than Josh Allen. He completed more passes. He took fewer sacks, posted a significantly lower sack rate, beat him head-to-head, and racked up 3 more game-winning drives. 2 guys, one currently treated like a top 2 quarterback in the sport, and Bo Nix is right there statistically stride for stride with him, if not ahead. And let's not forget, by his second season, the entire football world was head over heels in love with Josh Allen, completely obsessed with his potential, despite the fact that he was barely completing 50% of his passes at that point in his career, because accuracy was the single biggest question mark hanging over his game. Bo Nix is dramatically more accurate than Josh Allen was at the same stage. He has roughly 2,000 more passing yards than Josh Allen had through his first 2 seasons, 24 more touchdown passes, fewer sacks, and more wins. It is absolutely criminal to rank Bo Nix this far below a player he statistically outperformed at the same developmental stage of their careers. Let's finish this trial with Caleb Williams, the number 1 overall pick, the Madden cover athlete, the golden child of a franchise that reportedly can't even fill its own stadium in Chicago anymore. Despite Caleb Williams playing behind a receiving core that's been talked about as one of the most talented in football, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, a new head coach in Ben Johnson, and a far more favorable division on paper, Bo Nix's Broncos still won 3 more games than the Bears did last season. Bo posted a higher completion percentage, threw significantly more on target passes, threw far fewer poorly placed passes, and outrushed him in touchdowns. And we've already established who performed better when the lights were brightest in the playoffs. Extend that comparison across each quarterback's first 2 seasons as a starter, and Bo Nix leads in wins, completion percentage, touchdown passes, sacks taken cut roughly in half, and total touchdowns produced. Ranking Caleb Williams ahead of Bo Nix isn't a debatable opinion, it's a number that simply doesn't hold up when you put the stat sheets side by side. So here's where we land. Leaving Bo Nix out of the top 10 in the first place was already infuriating enough, but dropping him all the way down to 18th on one of these lists starts to feel less like an oversight and more like a genuine agenda. Like the league office and its favorite media mouthpieces just don't want to give Sean Payton his flowers, and Bo Nix is catching the collateral damage. But here's the thing about disrespect like this. The oldest cliche in sports also happens to be true. Haters become motivators. You are taking a 14-win football team, a team that lost exactly 1 game all season by more than a single score, and you are handing them bulletin board material heading into the most important season of this era of Broncos football. And it's not just Bo who's catching strays here either. In that same round of snubs, J.K. Dobbins somehow landed as the 28th best running back in football, despite the fact that before his injury last season he was performing like a top 5 back in the entire league. So now you've got Bo Nix and J.K. Dobbins both with chips on their shoulders, and you better believe Davis Webb is taking this personally in that quarterback room too, right alongside Sean Payton, who does not forget disrespect like this. I hope Jalen Waddle, Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims, and Cortland Sutton are all feeling this exact same fire, because this offense is about to have Bo Nix's back in a massive, massive way this season. He is the present and the future of this franchise, and he is going to lead this team on a deep playoff run, all the way to a Super Bowl, and that is something every single one of us in Broncos country can believe in. All right, that's the whole story, and now it's your turn. Drop into the comments and tell me exactly where you would have ranked Bo Nix on both of these lists, because I want to hear Broncos country's honest numbers versus what these so-called experts came up with. If this video got your blood boiling the same way it got mine, smash that like button right now because the algorithm needs to know Broncos fans showed up for this one. Share it with every single Bears fan, Chiefs fan, and Bills fan in your life who thinks these rankings are anything close to accurate, and let's make them see the numbers for themselves. And if you haven't subscribed yet, seriously, what are you waiting for? We've got training camp coverage coming, we've got exclusive interviews lined up, and we are going to be right here all season long, tracking every single time this team proves the doubters wrong. Because with Bo Nix under center, that is going to happen a lot. Denver, we've got a chip on our shoulder now, and honestly, that's exactly where this team plays its best football. I'll see you in the next one.
Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.